So welcome students. So in this question, you're given that f of x is a function defined from real numbers to real numbers, where f of x is the maximum of mod tan inverse x and cot inverse x. F of x is the maximum of these two functions at each value of x. So let us try to draw the graph of f of x. So tan inverse x is defined between plus pi by 2 and minus pi by 2, and cot inverse x is defined between 0 and pi in terms of the y-axis. So let us try to plot the graph of mod tan inverse x and cot inverse x. So tan inverse x, actually if you draw the graph of just tan inverse x, it looks something like this. So this is how the graph of tan inverse x looks like. So it goes from minus infinity to plus infinity. It goes from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So now how does the graph of mod tan inverse x look like? So the graph above x-axis will not change. It will be same. The graph below x-axis will become mirror image. So the graph looks something like this. So this is the graph of mod of tan inverse x. And how does the graph of cot inverse x look like? The graph of cot inverse x looks something like this. Graph of cot inverse x looks something like this. Now my curve is neither mod tan inverse x nor cot inverse x. My graph is the maximum of these two. So now as you go along x-axis at each value of x, you just need to select the function which is lying above, because I want the maximum of these two functions. So as you can see, initially in the negative interval of x, cot inverse x is above mod tan inverse x. So this will be my function. So I am just darkening the required function. So this will be the function, and this will be valid till this point. This will be valid till this point, and after this the graph moves up. So this will be the required function. So till this point, where this is the point where tan inverse x is equal to cot inverse x, which is nothing but 1. Tan inverse 1 is pi by 4. Cot inverse 1 is also equal to pi by 4. If this value is 1, at this value tan inverse x and cot inverse x are same. So the maximum value will be the same number itself. So the graph of the maximum of tan inverse x, mod tan inverse x and cot inverse x looks like this. So now once you have this graph, so you can analyze the given statements. So first statement is f of x is continuous and differentiable for all x belongs to R. This statement is obviously wrong because you have a sharp edge here. Next, the second is the range is pi by 4 to pi. So tan inverse of 1, this is pi by 4. So the range starts from pi by 4 and goes till pi. The statement looks right, but there is a slight mistake in the statement. The interval at pi has to be open interval if this has to be right, because cot inverse x will never reach pi. So if cot inverse x has to reach pi, x has to be minus infinity. So the range of this function is not closed pi by 4 to closed pi. The range is closed pi by 4 to open pi. So this statement should also be wrong. Next, if you go to the third statement, f of x is many one into. It's an into function, is right, because f is defined from real numbers to real numbers. So codomain is real numbers, but range is not real numbers. So this is not an onto function, this is an into function. And this is also a many one function, because there are some values of y for which there are 2 x's. These 2 x's will give the same value of y. So that means if you plot the function in diagrammatic form, there are 2 x's for same value of y. So this function is many one into. So the third statement is right. So 2 of the statements are wrong and 1 of the statement is right. That's the answer to this question. Thank you.